Ikhlas is to purify your worship, to make it only for Allah, to take shirk away from it. So the ulama, they say, Man khallasa lillah, anyone who makes his actions sincere for Allah, anyone who makes his actions sincerely for the sake of Allah, khallasa Allahu min ash-shurur. Allah will purify him. Anyone who makes his action pure for Allah, he worships only for Allah, he calls out only to Allah, he makes dua only for Allah, he purifies his actions from shirk for Allah, Allah will purify him from evil. Does that make sense? So know that if you're falling into sins and you're falling into evil, whatever the evil may be, it may be women, it may be drugs, it may be disrespecting your parents, it may be haram money, backbiting, whatever it is, you have to understand something, brothers. You don't have the ability to protect yourself. Allah is the one who protects you. وَمَنْ يَعْتَصِمْ بِاللَّهِ فَقَدْ هُدِيَ إِلَىٰ صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. Allah Azza wa Jal said, whoever holds on to Allah, he is guided to the straight path. Allah guides to the straight path. You don't guide to the straight path. You don't walk the straight path. That's why every day in your salah you say, إِهْدِنَا الصِّرَاطَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. Guide us, O Allah, to the right path. Because you can't guide yourself. You need to be guided. Does that make sense? That's why the Prophet would make the dua every day. يَا مُقَلِّبَ الْقُلُوبِ ثَبِّتْ قَلْبِي عَلَى دِينِكَ. O the one who turns the hearts. Turn my heart and keep it firm in your religion. Keep it firm in the religion. We're lost. The Prophet said, you know, like even you make this dua, like you're the Prophet of Allah, your heart is going to be firm. The Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned that the hearts are between the fingers of Ar-Rahman, and he tosses and turns it how he wills. Allah can toss your heart in the direction of the deen, and if Allah sees, and when will Allah toss your heart in direction of the deen? Tawheed, when He sees that in you. When Allah sees you're trying to come with Tawheed, you're learning Tawheed, you're studying Tawheed, you're implementing Tawheed, Allah Azza wa Jalla will take your heart and He put it firm and He protects you from evil. Like, if you're not learning Tawheed, and pay attention, if you don't learn Tawheed, then shirk will enter inside of you. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, the thing that I fear for you most is what? Greater than the fitna of Dajjal, الشرك الخفي أو كما قال. The hidden shirk. Another narration, the Prophet ﷺ, he said this shirk will enter inside of a person's heart. He will come to him undetected, like a black ant underneath a stone. Ibn Abbas added in another narration, underneath a dark sky. Can you see that ant? If an ant walks and it hides under a stone, and it's a black ant and it's a dark sky, can you see that ant? That's how shirk will creep up inside you. That's how shirk will creep up inside you. That's why the Prophet told us to make this, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika an ushrika bika wa ana a'lam. To say, Allah, I seek refuge in you from the shirk that I have done, and I knew I was doing it. And I ask you to forgive me for the shirk that I done and I wasn't aware. That means you can fall into shirk and not be aware. You can fall into shirk and not even know. Does that make sense? So how do you protect yourself? You learn Tawheed. You study Tawheed. Brothers, people will tell you, oh, you don't need to study Tawheed, you're already Muslim. That's a lie. The Sahaba were already Muslim. In Mecca, they were studying Tawheed. In Medina, Allah said to them, فَعْلَمْ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا. Rather, the ayah, the khitab of the ayah is what? To the Prophet himself. Allah said, فَعْلَمُوا. He said, فَعْلَمْ, O Muhammad, you, I'm commanding you, have knowledge, أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. That there is none worthy to be worshipped truth except for Allah. Like the Prophet could have turned around and said, I know La ilaha illallah, Ya Rabb, you've been teaching it to me. I mean, I called to it, that's my job. That's why you sent me out. وَلَقَدْ بَعَثْنَا فِي كُلِّ أُمَّةٍ رَسُولًا أَنْ يَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاجْتَنِبُوا الطَّاغُوتَ. That's why I'm here. Like the Prophet didn't. You know why? Because Allah is just reminding, La ilaha illallah, you can never have enough of it. You need to constantly be reminded of it. In the context where Allah told you the purpose for which He created you, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I didn't create man or jinn for any other reason except but to worship me. What did Allah say before that? فَذَكِّرْ. Remind them. فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Because the reminder benefits the believers. And then Allah taught you Tawheed. Then Allah reminded you Tawheed. You know! Allah is reminding you. Because this reminder is beneficial. So learn La ilaha illallah. Learn Tawheed. Because the more you learn about Allah, and how He deserves to be worshipped alone, and how shirk is something that you should be staying away from, and you purify your ibadah from any taint, whether it be major shirk or minor shirk, hidden shirk or apparent shirk, Allah will start to now purify you from sins. That's the connection. Does that make sense? This is from Allah Azza wa Jal's, His ahkam kawniyah, from Allah's universal legislation that He placed, that this is the way it will work. You stay away from sins. So you stay away from shirk, and you become firm in Tawheed, and Allah will protect you from sins and keep you pure upon obedience. Like in a person whose Tawheed is weak, he cannot protect himself from these sins. Does that make sense? He cannot. So ya ikhwa, you have to learn Tawheed, number one. Does that make sense? And I spent a bit of time on that because that's the most important thing. Does that make sense? Even Shaitan, what did he say? He said, Allah will misguide all of your slaves, except for those who are mukhlasin. Even Shaitan telling you, I will misguide everyone, but I can't misguide the slaves. I can't misguide the sincere ones. They have sincerity. Sincerity is not something I can work with. They have Tawheed. I cannot come to a man who has Tawheed. Shaitan, he gave up on that man. Does that make sense? So you might say, oh, so this is me studying Tawheed, but how does it protect me from zina? Allah protects from zina, that's the point. Allah protects from fahsha. Allah protects from evil. You just learn Tawheed. You implement Tawheed, and then Allah will purify you from the rest. Of course, you call out to Allah, you make dua to Him, you ask Him to help you.
Finally, Taha, we're going to be able to produce videos so fast on this new powerful Mac, inshallah ta'ala.
Bro, get off the Mac.
Oh, my bad, bro.
You're bad for real.
Yeah, I didn't see you there, man.
What do you mean you didn't see me? I'm right here.
No, obviously, how am I supposed to see you, bro? At the time we're recording this video, you've not been edited in yet.
Say wallahi.
Yeah, you've been edited.
No way.
Yeah, post-production, my G.
That's mad.
Whole type K visuals, obviously, as you can see.
MashaAllah.
More money came in, we're able to hire a better visual team. That's why we can do stuff like this. But anyway, bro, listen, I need to talk to the people, okay?
Bro, do your thing. I'm just going to sit here and listen,
inshallah.
in the first place. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. As you guys saw, literally about just over 25 hours ago, we put out a video saying we needed to raise money for new media equipment so we could spread La ilaha illallah across the World Wide Web. And alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, you guys, almost with Allah's permission, have managed to reach the target, which means we're going to be closing that fundraiser very shortly because we're just a few thousand away from our ultimate goal. Now here's the thing, do you know what that means for you? That means you miss out on an opportunity to get mad reward, because as I showed you in the last video, from that one camera we managed to reach 20 million people. That means there's a potential of 20 million rewards just of YouTube. Imagine all the multiple different cameras, the different computers and the thing that we purchase from these donations, and then all the da'wah that we spread across the internet, the kind of reward you'll get. You see, now when that fundraiser closes, your opportunity is gone, and I'd advise you, please don't miss out on that. Like there was a companion at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet told the Sahaba that there's going to be 70,000 from his ummah that are going to go to Jannah without any accountability, which means no questioning. Day of judgment, straight to paradise. So one of the companions' name was Ukasha. He stood up and he said, Ya Rasulullah, he said, make dua to Allah that I'm from those 70,000. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, Anta minhum. He said, you're from them. It's done. It's done. Another companion heard it and he was like, oh, you just have to do that? So asked the Prophet. So he got up and he said, Ya Rasulullah. He said, make dua to Allah to make me from them as well. And the Prophet said to him, Sabaqaka biha Ukasha. He said, Ukasha beat you to it. That was a limited offer. You missed the window of opportunity. So what that shows you is that don't let someone beat you to the punch. Don't let someone beat you with the opportunity to get that kind of reward. I mean, think about it, man. We've got sins, but I have an opportunity to buy a piece of equipment, which there's going to be multiple rewards that are going to come from it. Rewards in the hundreds and thousands, rewards in the millions potentially, inshallah ta'ala. That's not the kind of good deed that you want to pass up. So anyway, inshallah ta'ala, with that said, I'm going to leave you guys before this guy gets upset. Open the box. Yeah, bro, we're going to unbox you soon as the video stops, man. Just be patient, bro. Hasteness from Shaitan. Anyway, listen, bro. Before little me gets upset, I have to bounce. But the link is below if you don't want to donate, inshallah ta'ala, so we can spread this da'wah. Listen, inshallah, we're going to spread this da'wah everywhere, inshallah ta'ala. Everywhere that Allah allows us to do. Of course, we can't do it each and every single little place. Before we get a little refutation, oh my God, he said everywhere. Jokers. Assalamu alaikum.